One Paul here. Today I'm going to be going over a two-step simple strategy. Now I've covered this strategy on my channel. It's very popular. It brings in good results, but this is a lot of my followers on this channel use this particular strategy, so I figured I'd go in and kind of use it again and tweak it up a bit and see if there's anything to improve results. So this is going over the linear line strategy. We're going to be looking at crypto today, and we'll be looking at it with a paid indicator, but there's other indicators that you can put on there that are pretty similar to it. So I'll show you, if you don't want to get the paid indicator. Now this paid indicator, I tweak it up a bit, so it's not to its default settings, but I change it up a bit to my liking. But I'll show you an alternative in case you don't want this paid indicator. They work really well. I like it. It's one of the first paid indicators that I bought, so these indicators work real well. But the whole point of this is to show you a strategy, and it really works with the linear line strategy. It gives you a good point to enter your trades and exit your trades. It works the best for longer time frames. If you're doing shorter time frames, you just have to pay attention more. But anyway, let me show you how to set this up. It's pretty simple. It's a two-step process. Okay, the strategy is very simple. The first thing you're going to need here is the linear line strategy. So how you make this work. And I've talked about this in other channels. Doing this strategy, it keeps the layout very, very simple. You can really get a good idea of what's going on. You need to set up your linear line strategy. So you go here to your indicators and you want to look for linear regression. It's not the channel. It's by UGURVO. You hit that one, and once you have it, you want to hide your regular candles, because what this actually does is it makes everything more. It's not as choppy, and you can kind of see the overall direction. So once you have linear lines set up, I would actually take time to actually study, candles and, the wicks. I did make a video on that. I might put it below where I talk about, candles and certain things to look for. But basically, because you have it on a linear candle, it makes everything more clear to see the direction of where everything's going. Basically, if you have a full body candle, it's basically going to be going in that direction. If you see more of the wick, well, I'm not going to go into it, but if you see wicks at the top or bottom, it basically means there's struggle in the market. So the more wicks you see in the top or bottom, the more struggle there is in the market. That's really, I'm all going to go into it. The other indicator that I'm going to get here is from Trade Confident. It's called Market Reversal. So you can look it up. I'll put their link below. It's a paid indicator. They got some pretty good indicators. They were the first paid indicators that I bought. And basically, what I have, I'll show you. I'm just load the default because I don't want to change the settings again. So if you have the Trade Confident, it'll look like this on the bottom of the histogram. What I basically did to change it up to make it to my liking is I changed the histogram to a line, and then I drew I toned down the lines. I made them white. I made the main one white. And then I drew a 0 line in there, so I changed the coordinates to 0. And that's kind of how I have it set. And basically, and this works the best on longer time frames, like the hour, 6 hour, even the day. What you want to do is you want to wait for that line to cross up or down with that 0 line, and that's basically when you enter. And we'll go over it, but right now I kind of want to go over some alternatives that you can do in case you don't want the Trade Confident market reversal here. There's another one that you can get. It's called, it's this one right here, I think. Yeah, it's this one. So this is probably the closest one you can get to being similar with the Trade Confident. And it's basically the same thing here. You just thin everything out, but it's pretty close. But you can see that it's a little bit different, but it's pretty similar. So what do you basically come in here and just modify it and take down the lines, make it less thick if you want. I prefer less thick. And all these two, make them less thick, something like that. And then you can remove the background too if you want, and you end up getting something close to it. So if you don't want this specific market reversal, you can do it's called the CM Pop. So it's called the CM Stochastic. So just load that up. So, but I prefer having the Trade Confident one. But anyway, they work about the same. But anyway, for the strategy, basically whatever asset you're looking at here, in my opinion, it works the best on longer time frames. So you can do this on the day, 6 hour, and the hour. Those work the best. So basically, what you want to do is you enter your trade when the line crosses the zero line, and the zero line you're going to have to customly put in there yourself. So every time you enter a new asset, you're going to have to draw that zero line every single time. It doesn't come with it. But basically, what you want to do is you want to focus on longer time frame. Let's really quickly look at the day here. And the linear line already is a good strategy because all you really have to focus on is when the candle gets close to the line, and it usually will go in that direction. There's a couple times it doesn't go in your favor, like when it's consolidating. But let's see right here at the top here, let's just use a couple examples for Bitcoin here. We see that it crosses the zero line right about here. And then it comes down, and then you just basically ride it. You can look at your the market reversal here, and the other indicator works a similar way as well. But basically, you ride it out. You can ride it out until it crosses it again, which is right about here. Which right here you'd still be in profit. This took 18 days, and you'd still be in profit. So let's look at a couple more times on the day, and then we'll go to smaller time frames. It crosses up right here. Right here it crosses up, so you enter your trade. You also see it going through the linear line, and you basically ride it out. Keep in mind, if you're doing this on the day, you're going to be fine. The longer you go in time frames and the longer you go riding it out, there's going to be fluctuation. So you got to make sure you have enough capital for your trade, because it will be fluctuating. To get to this point, it will be fluctuating. You get in right here, you ride it out till here, and you're still in profit. So it crosses right here. You see the candles going through the linear line, and you basically can ride it out till, this one's a pretty long trade. Let's see. Some of these are going to be really long ones. Some of these are going to be short ones. But you see it crossing here, and you could have entered and gotten this entire trade. It doesn't cross back up in the zero line till here, and you're still in profit. So that is, let's just do one more with the day, and then we'll go to smaller time frames. It crosses right here. You see it cross both the zero line, and it crosses the linear line, so you know it's a good trade. You ride it here, and you can get out when it touches again, which is right about here. So this is another good trade. So let's real quickly look at a smaller time frame. Let's look at the hour. So looking at it on the hour, if you go down to the hour, you're going to have to be more alert, because if you do this on the hour or anything smaller than the hour, you might run into more problems. When you do it on the day, there's more of a chance of you actually being in a good trade. So the longer you go in the time frame, the better your results are going to be. But the smaller you go in the time frames, the more alert you're going to be. You could enter more consolidation zones. So you just got to be careful. The smaller you go, the more you got to be alert with this strategy. But we see crosses right here, crosses through the linear line. You ride it out till here. It tells you exactly when to get out. So let's look at a couple more. We see that it's crossing. See that it's crossing down right here. And then it basically tells you when to get out, which is right here. You're still in profit. Crosses right here. Write it out. It didn't really go through, but you can exit here if you want because it's going through the linear line. Now there are a couple fake outs. Now, like I said, the shorter you go in the time frame, the more alert you got to be. But right here, you could have come in right about here, and you could have rode this out, but it was very, very brief. So you would have to be very careful. That was just a quick up and down right there. Then you see where we cross again. It crosses down right here, and you could tell because it crosses down right here. But even if it crosses down, you see a lot of sideways. So even though it gives you the signal, it is sideways for a while until it comes down again. But ultimately, it does go in your favor. Let's look at a couple more. You see it crossing up right here. So you would enter right about here. You would write it out till here, and you would be in profit. So this gives you very accurate enter and exit points. If you look at the linear line, you want to focus. The closer the candle gets to the linear line, the more you'll be in profit. But you can't base everything just off of the linear line and the candle passing through. That's why you have to have another indicator to kind of confirm everything. So I would enter when the line is crossing the zero line. Now again, you're going to have to draw that zero line for every asset that you go into. I'll go into like the NVIDIA here, and then the line goes away. So you'll just have to enter that zero line every single time you're in a trade. Or enter the line, but then save your settings, and it should be there. But this is a very simple way of trading, very easy way of seeing it. This is a really effective strategy to show you basically where to get in and get out by looking at the linear line. The linear line itself gets rid of all the noise where the candle just goes up, down, and it's hard to make out what direction or what it's doing. The linear line kind of smooths everything out. And when the candles get close to that linear line, it pretty much is telling you, and when it hovers over that linear line, it basically tells you that it's going to start to go in that direction if you're doing it on a longer time frame. But you do need another indicator to kind of confirm it. And if you use either this paid indicator or the alternative that I talk about in this video, it will really help with the results because it will show you where to enter and where to exit. I do recommend doing this on longer time frames, 6 hour, even the day, for the best results. If you go anything smaller than that, you're going to have to pay attention to the charts more because you may enter consolidation zones on a shorter time frame, and you just got to look out for that. But anyway, if you guys like the strategy, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. See you guys in future videos.